Welcome to the world of the Husqvarna Automower robotic mowers. You're going to love your new smart way of mowing your lawns. You'll be sitting back, getting your weekends back, relaxing and watching this incredible piece of machinery bring your lawns into tip-top condition. Now, we've created this hand installation video to help you wrangle some of the steps that you'll need to take in order to be able to install this system yourself. And doing this properly at the start will just help your system run smoothly and correctly. Well, let's have a little look at what we have here. I've got a couple of extra things as well just to show you what they look like. But in your kit, you'll find the Husqvarna Automower robotic mower. You have the charging station. You have the charging station screws, which are very easy just to screw into the lawn to pin that unit down. You have low voltage cable to connect the charging station to your power source. You have the power supply unit. And you'll have the Husqvarna Automower Connect app, which you'll just need to download onto your phone. Now here I also have two units to show you how they look and how they work. There's an EPOS plug-in module and there is the reference station. Now for the most part, the module will already be pre-installed on this unit by your retailer or your local Husqvarna dealer. I always like to make sure too that I give the lawns a really good mow with a manual mower first before you set your system up. And also, it's kind of good practice as well to whippersnipper all around your edges. There are two main elements to the installation of your system. There is the installation of your EPOS reference station, which connects to all of the satellites and the GPS, and the positioning of your charging station. So let's start with the charging station. Now, you're going to need to position this somewhere where the mower can reverse out of its charging station and it has a clear view of the sky. So set somewhere that isn't obstructed by trees or buildings. This is called the docking point, and the distance can be set from between 70 and 250 centimeters. You'll also need around 6 meters of clear space in front of the charging station. It needs to have easy access to a power supply and it needs to be on a flat surface to avoid any bending of that base plate. For faster and easier download times when there's a firmware update, for example, then the system needs to be positioned well within your home Wi-Fi zone. Once you've installed the charging station and powered it up, place the mower onto the base station and start charging. Now, for the reference station, well, this needs to be up as high as it possibly can go. Now, when I was renovating my house, I had scaffolding all around there when we replaced the roof, so I was able to get mine up onto the chimney stack, which is a great location. Yours needs to be at least 2 meters off ground level, and this needs to have really clear access to the sky so it can see as many GPS satellites as possible. Just know that once this is installed, you can't move it at all, because even if this moves in the slightest, it will void all of your virtual boundaries. Once it's mounted, power it up and then wait for the green light to stop flashing. And once it's solid green, it's ready. Next, you're going to have to download the Husqvarna Automower Connect app. You'll need to pair the reference station and charging station with your robotic mower. You'll need the default pin code, which is 1234. Follow the instructions within the Automower Connect app. Now, once your mower is charged, this is where the fun really begins, because we're going to create some virtual boundaries and we're going to use the app via our phone and we're going to drive the mower and we're actually going to teach it where it can and where it can't mow. I'm actually going to drive my mower to a new area of turf, which is the perfect length to have this machine operate on. And I'm going to use my phone to literally drive it there. And then that's where I'll start my first boundary. So in the app, I have selected the function of app drive. So this lets me manually control the mower then to create the virtual boundary. And we're going to add things called waypoints in. And it's pretty simple to do. So as the mower moves along, every couple of meters, and we'll just steer it away from the bricks there. There we go. We'll add a dot point. Now, it doesn't matter so much if your mower is driving in a wiggly line, because it's the distance between the waypoints that actually becomes your boundary line. So as long as your two dots are in some sort of shape, it will connect them in lines like this. Now, this is a tricky area to show you because I have a brick edge and I have a new lawn. So what I will do is I will complete my boundary, including all the wiggly lines around here. It can take a little bit of getting used to control this little machine manually, but it's pretty cool fun actually. So you can put little waypoints in, and I'm trying to get it as close as I can to this wiggly, wavy edge for my steel garden bed here, put a little dot point in there. Now the beauty about all of this is once you've completed your boundary, at any point as you learn how your system grows and how the grass is growing, you can go and alter manually any of those waypoints. So if you've found that you actually hit a point that's a little bit too far away from your boundary line, you can just go and move that down to 1 centimeter difference. Now, if there is an area within your lawn that you don't want this mower to operate in, you can create what they call a stay out zone. Now, this is essentially a zone within your zone that will not be operated upon by the mower. And then you'll use app drive to create the boundary, just like you did the virtual boundary, but you'll go in an anti-clockwise direction, add your waypoints, and then save that and label it as garden bed stay out zone number 1, for example. Now this zone that we've created today doesn't contain the charging station for this mower. So the charging station is actually in another work zone over there. So we're gonna have to create what we call a transport path from well inside the new work zone back to the charging station. So the mower will know where to go and how to get home when it's ready to charge or when it's finished the area. So just like we would do through the app, create a zone, we're going to add transport path. And then we use the app drive function to drive the mower from well inside your boundary, across our driveway. It's very cool. And then we're gonna steer it and add a couple of waypoints just like we do on the corners of a boundary and send it back home to the charge station. Now, once you're all set up, you can then use the app to set schedules. Now, you can actually set schedules for even individual work zones. You can select tailored cutting heights for each work zone. So if out the back needs to be a bit longer than out the front, you can do that. You can even set a work zone to be cut in a different pattern. So if you're like me and like to have the front lawn looking pretty schmick to make those neighbors jealous, you can have a nice stripy pattern created in your front lawn. This thing is brilliant, and you'll find out what works best for your garden, and you'll find that you'll adjust schedules, you'll adjust cutting heights as and when and according to what season that you're in. You're gonna love this. And that's it. You've successfully set up your Husqvarna Automower robotic mower with virtual boundaries. And all that's left to do is sit back and relax and watch it take care of your perfectly maintained lawns with minimal effort.